This video is not intended to instruct nor train the skier for off-piste area skiing. It is only to advise of the risks taken under one's own responsibility and strives to unify the criteria for norms of behavior to achieve a safer environment for all. To go off the beaten path, exceed the limits, visit new places. Whatever the motive, we are exposed to the risk of accident or death. Awareness of the risks to which we expose ourselves and knowledge of the environment in which we place ourselves allows us to better evaluate and discern if it is the right moment or not to venture off-piste. To minimize these risks, we have created this video which contains basic information with the intention of generating an awareness of the existing dangers and to communicate the generally accepted norms of off-piste use and behavior, as well as the responsibilities that this implies. After the viewing of this video, and after signing the release waiver, you will be granted a certification which must be presented at any access control point to the off-piste areas or to any ski center personnel upon request. Access will be denied to all persons who have not been duly accredited. The following are the subjects that comprise this video: safety equipment, knowledge of the terrain, behavior on the mountain, avalanches, access to off-piste areas, skier responsibility. Safety equipment. The safety equipment necessary to access the off-piste areas is comprised of the following elements: transceiver, probe, shovel. It is very important to know not only what these elements are for, but also, of course, how to use them. Let's see a brief description of each one. The transceiver, also known as a beacon or ARVA, is a tracking device to localize victims buried by an avalanche. It functions as a transmitter as well as a receiver. This device is secured to the body under the coat. It should not be either in a backpack, nor in a pocket, nor any other place outside the body. The probe helps to localize the buried victim, allowing one to begin digging in the correct location. The shovel is essential to dig out a victim buried by an avalanche. It assures speed and efficiency in removing the snow that covers a victim, gaining precious minutes when it comes to saving a life. None of these elements are useful on an individual basis, but are complements of each other, nor do they reduce the probability of an avalanche or guarantee survival in the case of a burial by avalanche. It is therefore essential to know how to use these elements, as is practice, to be able to perform a speedier search. It is not enough just to read the user guide. For these elements to be useful, it is also necessary to go out with a partner who is equally equipped and qualified. If one decides to venture off-piste alone, there is no one to provide aid or assistance. We should remember that skis or a snowboard appropriate for off-piste skiing, in addition to adequate technical clothing, are not only suitable pieces of technical equipment, but are also another complement to personal safety. Las Lenas maintains a wide variety of equipment at its ski rental shop, where one can find the appropriate supplies to optimize off-piste performance. The use of a helmet is indispensable and irreplaceable on the mountain. Knowledge of the terrain. Snow conditions are constantly changing because of climatic factors such as the sun, the wind, and the natural transformation of the snow cover itself. These factors act in an extremely complex way, continually varying the conditions of the terrain. During a storm, the accumulation of snow can vary due to the action of the wind, removing snow in some areas and depositing it in others. Depending on the direction of the wind, we can find great variations in the shape of the terrain. The action of the sun, the wind, and the temperature all affect the snow cover, modifying its conditions from powder to ice. This process of transformation is constant and determines the stability of the snow cover. one should always evaluate whether it is safe or not to ski in difficult or unstable conditions based on one's own skill and experience. Ice or frozen snow conditions are present during the greater part of the season, especially after warm days. During the course of one same day, we can find spring snow or ice depending on the temperature, the time of day, and the position of the sun. Therefore, we should be aware of the snow conditions before we find ourselves in a risky or dangerous situation. It is very important to know where we are and where we're going. To venture into an unknown area or to not know with certainty where our track leads considerably raises the danger. How can one get to know an off-piste area in a safe way? The Las Leñas Ski School has qualified guides who can take you in a safe way to areas that would be too dangerous to venture to on your own. With time and a lot of practice, one can achieve a good level and get to know the terrain in a safe manner, always under one's own responsibility. The Ski Patrol Department works permanently to guarantee safety on the runs, but is not responsible for safety in out-of-bounds areas. A responsible attitude increases one's safety and the safety of those around. Know your limits. If you are not sure about what you are going to do, don't do it. Your ego can be your worst enemy.